right, well, let's get it rolling. I'm Ross, by the way, for people who are listening. I'm a MVHQ member, resident rapper over there, and I've been finding myself hosting a lot of these Twitter spaces. And to you, World Overlay team, I like to consider myself a very laid back person. So consider this more of a conversation than anything. I just want to make sure that we can, just chat and follow up on interesting topics. And to the lovely audience, if you have any questions at all, feel free to request a mic, wave at me, and when the time is right, we'll get you up here, rest assured. But yeah, today we're here with World Overlay, and they have these hyper realistic worlds that they are building, and I'm really excited to hear about it. It seems like it's going to be a very big project. Their trailer looks sick. I'm sure if you guys want, you could please like share your websites and stuff in the spaces. But yeah, we're here with World Overlay. Tell us about yourself, guys.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm James from World Overlay. I'm actually the founder of World Overlay, and yeah, so a little bit about myself first, I guess. So, for me personally, I have been in the blockchain industry for the last couple of years. I think since 2017, 2018, I guess, when I first started in cryptocurrency trading and market making. Subsequently moved on into blockchain development, and yeah, I kind of saw an opportunity in the space of the metaverse scene and like GameFi and NFTs, and we kind of conceptualized the idea of wanting to make a platform where we can basically create virtual worlds, allow people to create their own independent virtual content, and have like different kinds of virtual experiences with your friends as well. So yeah, that was kind of the idea. We took a look at incumbent metaverse projects, kind of like saw what we could kind of learn from them and what we thought we could do better on our own as well, and started building out the project since like I guess around the middle of last year. So yeah, here we are. And what we are trying to do here at World Overlay, besides what we have previously mentioned, is to be a metaverse substrate platform. So what this means is that we want to, be the substrate layer which creates all the different virtual worlds that users will be able to experience with their own community. On top of being this metaverse substrate layer, we also want to publish our own world of Aetheron. So what Aetheron is, it's the first and foremost of the virtual worlds that will be on World Overlay. And we are also minting specific NFT mints, which has utility benefits within the virtual world of Aetheron. So yeah, that's pretty much what we are trying to do right now. And in Aetheron, that can kind of be thought of as an independent NFT project contained within itself. And we are in the midst of our pre-registration program for Aetheron and moving along with more content updates along the coming months as well.
Awesome. So can you walk us through this chronology when you're talking about the worlds of Ethereum? Is that a separate project from you guys? Is it by the same team?
Yeah, sure. So I guess we don't really view ourselves as having two separate teams in one studios. I would say that we are trying to do something really ambitious here. So it's like, we want to be the platform that houses all these different virtual worlds. Instead of it being a single world experience, we want to be the platform, right, which has like all these different and distinctive virtual worlds, and they can eventually be interconnected as well, or even like connected to external virtual worlds from our metaverse partners, for instance. But what we really wanted to do was like, on top of creating this infrastructure, we want to utilize the infrastructure for ourselves as well, in the sense of, like creating our own content, creating our own virtual world, and kind of like showcasing to the wider public about, what are the kind of things that we can really build with today's technology, instead of like what you typically see for metaverse incumbents, such as like Sandbox, Decentraland, NFT worlds. We wanted to kind of like explore the limitations of like what we can actually build, and like pursue a like higher fidelity, a more immersive, and a more rewarding experience for our users. Like that is superior to these incumbent projects as well.
Wow. So this might be a tough question off the bat here, but when you think about the metaverse worlds that exist right now, there are these huge ecosystems, and it takes, obviously a lot of resources, and there's a lot of considerations when building these in terms of tokenomics, getting active users, having a good user experience. how do you think you guys are able to differentiate from what's already out there? And do you think your team is large enough to support, such a massive undertaking?
Yeah, definitely. So I guess there's a couple of questions that you have mentioned just now. I guess I will just answer them one by one. So firstly, with regards to like there being like very well funded, very developed, I guess in a sense, projects that is in existence today, and how we are going to differentiate. I guess that there are a couple of layers with regards to that. I think one of the key layers where we feel like we really could differentiate from metaverse incumbent projects is with regards to the economic design of monetization that exists within the platform, as well as the technical architecture of content creation, right? So I think be it Web 2 or Web 3 platforms, one common denominator to the success of a platform, such as like, even Web 2 platforms like YouTube, Netflix, TikTok, for instance, is with regards to the wealth of content that is on the platform, user generated content that is on the platform, as well as the having a constant influx of content that users are able to enjoy. And with this constant influx of content, platforms scale, they undergo like network effects of adoption. With more users, there are more creators as well, and there is more monetization that occurs within the platform, which incentivizes for more users and even more creators. So that's kind of how traditional Web 2 platforms scale. And I think that for a virtual Web 3 platform, there is no difference here. And what we really wanted to do is to create a platform that is conducive to such network effects and such potential of scaling. And what we really wanted to do to kind of like leverage on these effects is to really create a content creation layer which is free of limiting factors. So our thesis when we first started the project is that for metaverse incumbent projects, there are several barriers to entry for a content creator, right? So like for all projects across the board, most of the metaverse infrastructural projects do not create their own content. They kind of just create this architecture of there being a ton of disconnected virtual instances, and they sell these disconnected instances as land parcels. And that's pretty much their monetization model. And what we think is that by implementing such a model, we are kind of handicapping ourselves in the long run, in the sense that we can't really have a constant influx of new virtual content. We can't really encourage content creators to come on board our platform to create, and we can't really incentivize people to create ambitious virtual worlds and like onboard their communities, simply because there's so many limiting factors with regards to like the economic cost of deployment, the kind of technical limitations when it comes to you wanting to create a immersive and interactive environment, and other things like that. So as a result of this thesis, we kind of wanted to say like we want to create a platform, a metaverse platform which is free to create and free to play. So people will be able to create independent virtual content freely. There's no economic cost to that. We are building builder toolkits where people can basically use sophisticated 3D creation engines to create their virtual content. There is no technical limitations to the size of what you can create, to the kind of assets that you can implement within the virtual instance itself, and other things like that. So like I guess that's kind of our main distinction. On top of that, for experiential layer, how we really wanted to differentiate ourselves was with regards to, I guess, the quality of the experience. I think that for most metaverse platforms today, what you see is something that is more similar to a 3D model viewer than something that is truly interactive, which I mean you can compare it to a MMORPG experience, for example. And what we really wanted to do is to create like a virtual experience that is competitive to our centralized counterparts, to even possibly MMORPG experiences in the future as well. So yeah, sorry for the very long answer.
No, I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate your take, and I see what you're saying in terms of actually creating content. I think I'm still trying to wrap my head around it a little bit. What kind of features do users, what are they going to have access to in terms of what they're actually minting? Because I was under the impression that maybe they minted a plot of land and they minted a playable character. But in terms of all this content creation, are you saying that you're more so trying to make more interactive worlds, or is it more so really going to be about like them creating videos or little games for other people to enjoy.
Yeah, sure. So I guess how we see ourselves is not really as a pure NFT project. We are a full-fledged blockchain project in the sense that we are propositioning to be the metaverse substrate platform, to be a layer zero metaverse protocol where people can, where we are blockchain agnostic, when we can create virtual worlds on different blockchains. And as a result of our positioning and how we see ourselves as a full-fledged blockchain project, we are also partnering with layer 1 and layer 2 protocols. We have partnered with Immutable X, we have partnered with Polygon, and we are also in talks with various other L2 chains. We are in talks with various other full-fledged blockchain projects as well, with regards to how we can provide for a Web3 metaverse proposition. So with regards to that, and on top of that, we are also VC funded, and we are also working with various titans of the industry, such as leading guilds, such as leading I mentioned previously blockchain projects, and even leading NFT projects as well, to create metaverse content. So in that sense, I wouldn't really consider ourselves as an NFT project, but we do have an NFT component to it, and which is our own content play, which is really close to our heart. And how we see it occurring is that content creation and this layering occurs on two different levels. So as a landowner, you are a citizen of Aetheron, and what you get is you get a building experience. You get to build your homestead. You get to basically undertake the underlying core gameplay experiences that we as the anchor content creator of Aetheron offers. And on a platform-wide blockchain level, that's kind of separated in a sense that if you don't want to participate in Aetheron, if you are a game studio, or if you have a really ambitious vision of wanting to create your own virtual world, that would occur essentially on the blockchain platform level, where you're creating freely your own virtual content. So yeah, I guess it's a bit confusing here because of our ambition. We want to create this infrastructural layer which is free to create, and on top of that, we using this infrastructural layer, we have also created our own virtual world of Aetheron, and where you can own land, where you can engage in different gameplay mechanics, where there is different social experiences, and where and which is essentially where you see all these trailers and all the content drops that we have given so far as well.
So is that layer itself going to be limited to your guys' studio and development team, or is that something, when you're talking about the users being able to create and have that building experience, they'd be able to build a similar experience?
Yeah, sure. So with regards to building experiences, there's two levels of building experiences, right? So if you are building within the virtual world of Aetheron, what you are building is essentially your own home, your own your own part of the land, where you are engaging in a drag and drop building experience essentially. So you don't really get to create your own gameplay elements within Aetheron itself, because one of the key distinctions of our land parcels versus a land parcel in, say, Decentraland or Sandbox, for instance, is that instead of us creating disconnected virtual instances, the land that you own in Aetheron is not disconnected. It is an integrated and a part of a finite virtual world, and there is true scarcity instead of artificially enforced scarcity. So it has a real spatial coordinate. You are able to walk to your neighbor. You are able to chance upon your friends' homes. You are able to chance upon the content that we have created in proximity to your own land plot itself. And I think that's what we really wanted to explore here, because my opinion at least, it is not ideal to be monetizing disconnected virtual instances. I think disconnected virtual instances is the exact playground for for you to create your own independent virtual content, and monetization should not be right to deploy your own independent content, because at the end of the day, we do benefit on having a wealth of virtual content on our platform. So there's two layers here. So if you're a creator that wants to create like something that is distinctly different from Aetheron. You want to create your own gameplay elements. You want to create your own independent virtual world. That's something you can do on our platform. And if you want to partake in our community, if you want to basically enjoy the game elements, the kind of like reward mechanisms that we have embedded within the virtual world of Aetheron, then I guess you would go to building in Aetheron, being a landowner there, building out your home, and basically being a citizen of that virtual world. So yeah, that's kind of the idea that we have here.
Oh, very cool. Can you elaborate a little bit on how the monetization is going to work? I think maybe I'm missing that element when I'm listening to your explanation in terms of, you know, you're saying that you can partake in this and have this experience, and I know you said monetize on it, but what is sort of the earning mechanic going to look like? Is it going to be ads from your platform? Are people like purchasing the content from the creators?
Yeah, sure. So do you mean the earning mechanic for us as a platform, or do you mean the earning mechanic for our users?
For the users?
Okay, cool. Yeah. So for the users, I guess that once again that there's like two levels here, right? So within our virtual world of Aetheron, we have introduced a play and earn mechanics. So we have planned for various gameplay elements which would essentially reward you for your in-game activity or in virtual activity, rather. So some examples of this that we are currently building is like things like mining. So you will be able to mine shards, which would be essentially be able to be exchanged for our actual ERC20 token in the future. You are able to engage in various in virtual quests. You are able to engage in various mini games within the virtual world itself, and also like guild v guild activities and other like party quests as well. So essentially, like within the virtual world of Aetheron, the mechanisms for you to earn would be through the gameplay elements that we have introduced as the anchor content creator. If you are creating your own content, we are also trying to encourage for a vibrant creator economy, in the sense that you are able to create your own NFTs that is pertinent to your virtual world and sell these NFTs. That's one method of monetization. And the other method of monetization as an independent creator would be to essentially introduce in virtual advertisements within the virtual world itself. So that's something we're still working on with like advertisement providers, for instance.
Awesome. No, I appreciate the explanation and definitely understand that a lot of projects that we talk to are still in development. Um, what are your thoughts on where the NFT space is right now? Do you think that this is something? I know you said that this is not a pure NFT project. Definitely understand that, but in terms of just blockchain and everything that's been going on recently, are you still feeling bullish about the environment and still feeling like this is a good time for your project to be launching?
Yeah, so I guess one thing that we are thankful for is that being a full-fledged blockchain project, we were committed to funding the project ourselves from the onset. And we have also recently gotten commits from tier one investors in the blockchain space to who agree with our vision and would like to support us along the way as well. So we are kind of like not dependent on having a successful NFT mint, or like dependent on mint revenue essentially to continue building our project, and therefore we are not that sensitive to the market conditions at present, which I have to admit is not so good, right? There is a lot of headwinds with regards to the market, a lot of bearish sentiments. But I think one of the key things that me having been in this industry for such a long time is that there are always these such cycles, and I think when you have a bearish market, that's the best time to build and kind of like create the platform of the future. And yeah, a lot of the leading blockchain protocols that you see today, they have also went through one cycle of a bearish market and emerged triumphant in the end. So that's kind of what we want to do now. We want to focus on building and like kind of riding the next wave of a bull market, as and being able to sustainably continue building without having to be subject to market conditions, or like subject to the pressures, time pressure of like having to monetize at a short amount of time as well. So I guess for us, we are in a like rather fortunate position. But I think as time goes by, we kind of will see that there will be a narrowing of the market. At least that's in my own opinion. Like there are a lot of NFT projects that are coming out on a daily basis. But I think one of the key questions, and I think what would really determine which NFT project would stay and would like last for a long time, would be with regards to their utility, and with regards to the kind of experiences and the kind of like yeah, utility and enjoyable experiences that these NFTs can potentially confer to them. So what we really wanted to do here is that instead of saying, hey, we are going to mint some NFTs, and there will be some vague plans in the future to utilize these NFTs, we really wanted to show to our community, like here are our concrete steps. We are showing you guys, like even before we have shown like how our avatar will look like, even before we have shown how our land parcels will look like, we are showing like these are the kind of gameplay demos that we have built. These are the kind of like environments that we have created. This is our vision of what we want our NFTs to do, the kind of utility that they will have, and yeah, eventually potentially provide value for. So I guess all in all, it's like, I guess it is definitely a bear market right now, and I think that it would be the kind of like proving grounds for many NFT projects to showcase whether they have the lasting power. And like in the ICO days, like in the DeFi days, we will see that most projects will fail, but the good ones will definitely grow and corner the market after the next year or so. At least that's in my own opinion, I guess.
No, I definitely think that's a fair take. And I mean, I appreciate the fact that you've even had those considerations, right? Like just the fact that you're aware of the bear and bull cycles in the market. So I think that's awesome. If you don't mind at this point, I would really love to open it up to some audience questions because I know that we've been talking about a lot of virtual worlds, and that can be a lot to sort of grasp sometimes just over verbal exchange as opposed to having visual aid. So I welcome the audience if anyone wants to come up and ask some questions for the team. Just request the mic. We'll get you up there and talk in a world overlay. But in the meantime, can you give us sort of again the time frame for your launch and when we can be expecting to actually mint the lands?
Yeah, sure. So currently, before we are minting the land, we are currently in the midst of our pre-registration program, and yeah, our winners of our raffle will actually be announced in a short amount of time. So I do recommend for people who have not pre-registered for our program to hurry on and pre-register. You do stand to win a free NFT, which is our faction banner, which would also contribute to the amount of rewards that you are able to obtain from in virtual activities in Aetheron itself. So yeah, that will be our first min instead of our land parcel min, and the land parcel min will be subsequent to that. And with regards to timeline of delivery, we do believe that we will be able to launch the first iteration of Aetheron within the next 6 months. I believe shorter than that right now. And for our builder toolkit to allow for people to create their own virtual content, that should be out before the end of the year itself.
Awesome. Are you guys excited for this? Has it been stressful for you guys?
um has it been stressful? I guess it really has been, because like for me personally, especially, I guess I don't really have NFT experience before this. I do have a wealth of blockchain development experience, like experience dealing with blockchain projects and like partnering with blockchain level integrations and stuff like that. And that's where I guess my expertise lies. But with regards to the NFT space, it's such a crazy space. Things are moving so fast, and it's really difficult to you know be kind of like encourage the hype around your project, like encourage for user adoption and a loyal community of users. And I think that's something that we are kind of contending with on a daily basis, on top of like other challenges, like talking to investors, talking to partners, actually building out our product, which there are two. Like having a content play and an infrastructural play also means that we have to divide our attention across two different products, and we also have a rather large team to manage as well. As it stands currently, we have 15 full-time staff members and a periphery like part-time members of like numbering around 15 right now. So yeah, a lot of things to manage, a lot of things to work on and develop as we go along as well. So definitely rather stressful. I'm not really stressed about the prospect of the project. It's more of when it comes to executing it and when it comes to delivering things on time and being cognizant of market conditions along the way as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad you brought up communication because that's such a key aspect in projects these days. I mean, we just saw with the Bored Ape land sale, Yuga Labs not communicating to their holders in terms of what the roadmap is and what the use cases are for all the land. Like, people do start to notice and get frustrated when they're not sure what's coming down the pipeline. Do you guys think as a team you're strong on communications?
Um, I guess when you're comparing it to Ape Land, I guess we are somewhat better in communication in the sense that before our min is out, we have already communicated to our community with regards to the various utility that we have planned for it, with regards to how this land actually functions as a product, with regards to will this land be a disconnected virtual instance? Is it part of a persistent virtual world? And what are the associated gameplay mechanics to that? I think it's really important to impart all these things from the get-go and kind of make sure that people are not just buying into our project out of hype or because their friends told them to, but because they feel we have certain
अरे तीन तंते रही के
propositions.
अरे तीन तंते हो रही के बोल बे रे
Sorry.
sorry you know English you know English
I can't hear you clearly.
okay so मारूंगा मुंह में ही मारूंगा
Well, hey, that was a lot of fun.
What?
I have no idea. I thought we had an actual question on the line, but I think this guy was just going to sing to us, which I definitely is some content on the World Overlay platform in a sense.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of answered the question by the way as well.
Yeah, let's get World. We're getting Feels bullish up here. I know he has actual questions about your project.
Okay. Thank you so much once again. So, my first question would be for World Overlay. So, like, we are planning to make this like a blockchain, and it is not just related to NFT projects. So, I wanted to ask, like, will we include something from the Unreal Engine where we can incorporate like avatars and stuff like that in our own land? Like, have we thought about that?
Are you referring to avatars within the virtual world of Aetheron
Yeah.
itself? Okay, yeah. So we currently are planning out for avatars to be. I mean, obviously, we do need to have avatars to kind of venture around the virtual world itself. We are discussing with regards to how we want to implement this. So one thing that we want to just put it out there is that we do mean for Aetheron to be free to play in the sense that you don't have to purchase an avatar to be able to engage in the in virtual activities of Aetheron itself. So yes, there will be definitely some sort of character creation module where you are able to create your own avatar. On top of that, we are also considering to release a limited series of avatars which is native to Aetheron itself. So yeah, that's the current plan. So we kind of have like a dual model of a paid portion for it, and also if you don't want to pay for a special avatar, you are still able to create your own basic avatar for adventuring within Aetheron itself.
Okay, perfect. So, like, as far as I have understood, like, not drawing parallels to anything, but like, we have a vision and it would be like a more evolutionized blockchain version of Minecraft. Like, is it anywhere like similar to Minecraft, like in any way?
Um, Well, I guess when it comes to Aetheron itself, it is similar to Minecraft in the sense that we are the creators of Minecraft, and we are the ones that are like I mean, like as an example, we will be the ones that created Minecraft. We will be the ones that introduces certain gameplay mechanics native to Minecraft itself, and a Minecraft player would be the ones that engage in these gameplay mechanics. So like if you are happy with Minecraft mechanics and you want and like that is sufficient for you, then it would make sense for you to be a part of Aetheron. If you feel like you want to create your own virtual world, if you want to create your own Minecraft, then I guess you wouldn't be partaking necessarily in Aetheron itself, but being a independent content creator on our platform. So I guess
Okay.
that's a distinction here. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
With regards
That
to
sounds
that, yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's another question, like in the roadmap for the quarter 2, like before the mint, there's one thing which is mentioned, which is the token. So what can we expect of that? And as we know that Metaverse HQ is actually like investors and like an exclusive community of like tokenized community. So is it something, the partnership, is it something related to tokenomics? And what can we expect of this partnership, like strategically, in the future and in the long run?
Yeah. So with regards to token, yeah. We are definitely a blockchain project, and we will be releasing our own utility token in the future. And what this token would essentially be would be the native token of our platform. It would serve for governance purposes, and it will also be the transactional medium for metaverse enabled NFTs in our marketplace in the future. So yeah, with regards to our collaboration with MVHQ, I think we are really open with regards to like what we can partner on and what we can collaborate in. And yeah, I mean, there are quite a lot of avenues with regards to what we can see ourselves doing. And I think like the first level that I can think of would be something like building in the metaverse together, MVHQ going onto the metaverse, and us hopefully contributing in some capacity for them to that. And I guess the other things would be more with regards to like co-marketing with regards to potentially investment and other kind of like periphery partnerships in the future as well. So yeah, I'm not sure, and I would love to hear MVHQ's thoughts on that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great answer. Yeah, I mean, I definitely see us like leveraging your platform once it's out and hopefully getting some sort of metaverse in the metaverse. That would be amazing. But yeah, I'm admittedly just a dude who raps for MVHQ, and I also host some spaces. So I am not in charge of strategic partnerships. EQ Poppy, who is on our Metaverse HQ account right now, maybe you have some more oversight in terms of the partnership. I know Poopa Loop is also a listener. I can invite him up here if he wants to speak on this at all.
Yeah, can you just rephrase for me the question again?
Oh, yeah. So basically, as in the roadmap, like, it was written that it is we have tokenomics and like tokens in World Overlay. So I was wondering, like, as Metaverse HQ is like exclusive tokenized community, and we have investors and everyone. So what we can expect in the partnership strategically in the long run?
Okay, so you're asking what is the community going to benefit from having us as strategic partners?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for starters, we see this as long term. Whether that means that you are doing something further along the lines, even after Mint, we will host you for, we will host your community for spaces. We help tailor content around for your community to digest. You can share it better. As well from that. It's a lot easier to connect with founders as we brand together and work forward. But more importantly, we have a deep network of partnerships that we have. We usually post them on our collabs page under our giveaway tweets. You can find our partnerships entirely there. I mean, our list is very extensive. You can find anything from Starcatchers, Cool Cats. I'll give you some newer ones: Possessed, Hikari, Mind Blow On, Moonray Games. I mean, the list is very, very long. So, if you have any questions about, learning more about our partnerships and how we can, talk more about our network, feel free to
Mhm.
DM me. My account is EQ Poppy, and I'd be happy to answer all your questions.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. I'm actually like so happy for that. And once again, like I was asking if I could be like a part of the Discord, like somehow if I could join.
Yeah, so our community is token gated, but you can find all of our information in our bio. Everything's very detailedly explained.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. And there's one last question for James. So basically, in like Q2 of 2022, we'll have a alpha launch. In Q1 2023, we'll have a beta launch, and like in Q2 2023, we'll have overlay portal official launch. So will it be like supported on mobile on smartphones as well, or will it be like only for PC?
Yeah. So I mean the current work that we are doing on is purely for the PC and client base on top of that. So I guess this is a meaningful compromise here. We don't really have a choice because we are trying to pursue building virtual worlds which is future proof, which has like high fidelity, immersive environments and sophisticated gameplay mechanics. And unfortunately, that will kind of like render like certain hardware requirements, certain rendering requirements to be there to exist as well. It would be definitely possible for us to look at a mobile port in the future, but that is currently not our priority.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I actually
Yeah.
see all the answers to my question. Thank you, El. Thank you, Ross, and thank you, James. And
Yeah.
it has been amazing listening to all of you discussing it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thanks,
your
Fields
question.
Bullish. Appreciate having you on
Yeah.
here, and thank you, EQ Poppy, for hopping in earlier. Greatly appreciate it.
Certainly, my
Thank you. James got another question from you from Nomedi here, who requested to be a speaker.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for hosting this. Actually, I just kind of have an amateur question when it comes to this. I know, like James mentioned, that he's actually very experienced when it comes to like the blockchain world. I was just wondering, like, as someone who's not a coder, I don't really know much about coding. I'm just wondering how I can get more involved with the blockchains, like projects, and also just learning more about it. What are some steps that I can take?
Yeah. Sure. I guess this is actually a pretty hard question to answer, but I think that when it comes to the blockchain industry, there are a lot more things and a lot more areas of opportunity beyond just coding or like creating smart contracts. Like nearly every single blockchain project that I know of and we have partnered with are all aggressively hiring. And just they are not just hiring for smart contract developers or Solidity developers. They are looking for people in BD. They are looking for people who have a discerning eye for investment. They are looking for community managers. They are looking for a lot of other roles essentially. And this is the same for us as a project as well. So I guess it really depends on what you are interested in as well. And I think that there is really no harm in trying out to reach out to a company which you feel is promising, or like on a higher level, like if you have like thoughts on the blockchain industry, you have thoughts on like the evolution of GameFi, the evolution of play and earn. You can also be like your own like thought leader of sorts. You can start by publishing thought pieces on like what you see the space is evolving towards, and like some kind of like insights. And I think all these things are really noticed in this space. Like the Web3 and like the blockchain space is really one that is truly like democratic and meritocratic in the sense, like if you are a smart guy, if you do provide value, someone will definitely see that value and enlist your help as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that answer. Actually, I guess the next question is: so I've been reading a lot about like VR, AR. I was just wondering how like when it comes to I guess world overlay, like will there be any like AR implementations to it?
So with specifically to augmented reality, no. Because like I guess for augmented reality virtual worlds, that's kind of like very distinctly different from the kind of virtual world experience that we are trying to build. But like VR compatibility is something that we do look towards kind of like working on in the further future, I guess, after our virtual worlds are out. So right now our I guess our foremost priority is with regards to actually getting this virtual worlds out in terms of the content and the features, and like making it as nice as possible. And like I think that kind of focusing on VR from the onset is not really the best move for a virtual world platform, in the sense that VR as it stands today would probably exclude more people than they include. And while there is an additional dimension of experience with a VR headset, for instance, I think that would also exclude a lot of people from enjoying such content. And also on top of that, VR technology as it stands, there are some things that are not compatible with rendering solutions. So for instance, for Unity, the high definition render pipeline is not compatible to VR solutions, and so there would have to be some compromises with regards to the graphic fidelity of the environment itself. So I guess hopefully in the future, maybe in 2 to 3 years time, when we see like the cost of VR implementation going down, and there being better solutions to rendering high definition VR environments, will we actually kind of embark work on that specific area as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, and thank you everyone else.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Nomedi, and great answers, James. Really appreciate the insight on that in terms of just Web3 and blockchain world. I'm going to do a final call for our audience. If you have any questions for World Overlay, or just want to talk to James about the space in general, feel free to send a request. Other than that, we'll probably get close to wrapping it up. James, it's been really great hearing about your project. Is there anything else you wanted to tell the audience listening now about your project that you haven't had a chance to yet?
Not really. I mean, I did mention about the pre-registration program that we have ongoing. I do implore everyone to pre-register before our referral results are out. And one thing that I wanted to kind of like mention to you guys before I forget, is that I think that the name MVHQ, like Metaverse HQ, is really quite brilliant. And maybe one thing that we can kind of explore as part of our partnership is like building actual Metaverse headquarters with you guys within the virtual world of Aetheron. So kind of like it being the gateway to other virtual worlds. That might be something that we can brand as with you guys as well. So like we would essentially visit your location to be go through a portal into other virtual worlds as well. So yeah, just throwing out ideas. Maybe we can explore that after this call as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure I speak for MVHQ here. That sounds incredible. We definitely love that. That's a really fun idea. We also do have another guest speaker here, member from the audience. We have Adrian Extern. How's it going, Adrian?
Hi there. Hi. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I have a question. This is more related to you, James. How come you like Latin language so much?
I'm not sure. I like to read. I guess I just like to read a lot, and yeah, like I think the Latin language is really beautiful, and like I like history, I like literature, and I guess that's a natural consequence to that. And like I kind of like really like the time when Latin was used, and like the various sayings that kind of like came out back in those days as well. So yeah, I guess just me having historical interest, having interest in literature as well, and that's kind of why I like Latin somewhat. It's not like I have a burning passion, but yeah, sometimes I like to end my passages in Latin as well.
Okay, that's a bit of more insight into you as a person. That's great. Thank you. So
Thank you.
say that passion for Latin and history and so forth might have influenced you to create your vision for World Overlay and the world as you presented it?
Yeah, I would say definitely. So like one of the things that kind of determine our art style and what Aetheron transpired to be today is definitely I guess with regards to like what we like and what we have seen in previous MMORPGs, what we see in incumbent metaverse projects as well. And one thing that I kind of really feel strongly about is that a virtual world experience should be something that is distinctly different from reality, and something an experience that you cannot easily explore or like have within a reality itself. So instead of like taking the steps of like some other projects where they are pursuing for something that looks like present day or something that is slightly futuristic, we really wanted to kind of explore the limits of our imagination in terms of like what is within the world itself, it looking like a fantastical setting with like not just medieval but with like cyberpunk elements, with like steampunk vibes, with like alternate reality vibes. And like I do play a lot of MMORPGs before I started the project. So yeah, I kind of like leverage on like various experiences that I had in leading MMORPGs like Guild Wars, like Final Fantasy, like World of Warcraft. All of these like are really strong inspirations for us as a team as well to kind of like build out the virtual world of Aetheron.
Brilliant. I appreciate you answering my questions.
Yeah, thanks for your question as always.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Adrian. Appreciate you being here. All right, James, I think we could call this one a wrap. You want to give some parting words and just show a little bit? I definitely love to close these, letting the project creators say whatever they want to the audience, and then we can call it a day.
Yep. I mean, I would just like to thank everyone for their time and to like take the time out to listen in and kind of find out more about World Overlay. So I guess what we really want to impart from our regular sessions is not to like say like, hey, we are going to be the next hype project. We are going to be this and that, but really just to kind of like get people to think about like the space in general, right? Like I mean, I understand that a lot of things about the space is with regards to like profit maximizing, with regards to like finding market opportunities in this space. But I think one of the things that we want to impart is that for World Overlay itself, we are a like long-term project. We have grand plans and we have concrete steps that we are taking to realize our vision of like having an awesome and immersive virtual world, having a platform which can hopefully in the future rival that of leading Web2 platforms in terms of content delivery, in terms of content aggregation, and that's basically our sell. And I do hope that our users and our community subscribes to our vision instead of them thinking like hey, when are you guys going to like be the next hype project? When are you guys going to mean this? Or like when are you guys going to release that? So yeah, we are definitely working every day with no rest to kind of realize this vision, and very happy to have more people on board our journey and at least take a look at our our materials, what we have built so far. And yeah, thanks for everyone's time.
Hey, thank you guys for your time. We really do appreciate it. It's always great hearing from different projects out there in the space. And I think yours is very, and it stands out a lot from a lot of things that are out there. So thank you so much, James. It's been a pleasure talking to you, man. Feel free to check out their Twitter page for all of their links and everything else, links to their Discord and their website. But yeah, James, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you for the audience for tuning in. As always, we've been Metaverse HQ, and yeah, we'll see you next time.